All right, Black Power. It's the general family. I'm black in the house. About to put this work out on these Negroes out here, dispelling all untruths, all falsehoods. Black Power. This is the General Sarah Susan Seti, and I'm black at y'all ass again with this real talk. That's right. Gonna be a four video series, and so I'm gonna be swift with the information today. How my family doing? Thank you for being here. I just feel the net, because when motherfuckers underestimate me, nigga, I can show that I'm a very, very vicious lion. And I'll be on your motherfucking heels with knowledge and truth. You know what I'm saying? That's how I deal with people. I have fun, but no problem for me to pull up with information. Okay, when you run out of information, then you resort to lowly tactics and shit, and this, that, and the third. So it's a must for me that I show and prove that hands down that the general is most definitely the sage of the age. And I make it very, very uncomfortable for all liars and naysayers out there that, underestimate my ability. You understand what I'm saying? To bring forth this consciousness. So today, I'm starting them in a series where one gonna lead right to the other. You know what I'm saying? If you hear, this is very important. The last, I'm gonna have four. The first one, we're dealing with megalithic engineering and building. You must see this. Then we're gonna move in to the Olmec heads of Mexico. You understand what I'm saying? When you see the first one, it's gonna most definitely enlighten you on the second one. And then as we move to the third and fourth one, each one gonna become more shocking. So don't miss now one. But when you get to that last one, that's gonna be the grand finale. So you should run and tell, because I'm telling you straight up, that one gonna be smoke. You understand? That's gonna be the rebuttal to all these so-called Mexicans being, they taking these pictures, putting them up next to the Olmecs. And so I had to come in with that flamethrower and put them on their back. And it's very, very necessary because, they feel that, we're still in their goddamn culture, which is a damn lie, because many of the so-called Mexican scholars, when they first unearthed the damn Olmec heads, they themselves said that they was African. But when they understood, you understand the ramifications of that, motherfuckers tried to throw the dirt, but you can't put the cat back in the bag. Once the cat out the bag, it's a wrap. Okay, the third one is another significant one because even while we was doing the one on the Inca, and we showed it was a gap, which, you could see that much of the Olmec had traveled all the way down to Chile and Peru. You understand? And so is that, that's a gap in from Mexico to Chile and Peru. You got, a vast area of Middle America and Northern South America that we didn't touch on. And so again, doing the research, I stumbled on, because they slick. So, they slick because the ones that are Olmec, and they really don't want you to know that they Olmec, they title them something other than Olmec, even though they know that they're Olmec. They themselves, they didn't written that is Olmec, but they don't want to show the extent of the Olmec Empire, which is, from goddamn North America all the way down to the tip of South America. They rule this whole damn hemisphere. You know what I'm saying? That's the ramifications of that. And so part 3 will enlighten you on much of the Olmec culture that's in Guatemala, El Salvador, Colombia. You see what I'm saying? This is ridiculous. And I'm just loving it. Being able to, when that motherfucker, challenge me, I most definitely step and go straight to the paint. I'm not shooting no threes or nothing. I'm taking that bitch straight to your chest every fucking time. You know what I'm saying? And so when I say, step to me, let's go lecture for lecture. Let's go video for video. Let's put this motherfucking information out here and see who lasts. Them motherfucking majority of these motherfuckers is withering. You know what I'm saying? And I guarantee you, by summertime, damn near 50% of the opposite side they're gonna dissipate. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be too many of them left. And by the end of the year, I'm gonna hit them so goddamn hard that nobody in their right mind will want to fuck with them. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm guaranteeing y'all that, it's a no joke setting. From now on, it never was. But, like I say, motherfuckers underestimate me. And that's not that wasn't a good fucking choice to make. You know what I'm saying? So today, again, we starting with the megalithic. And why is it, that I have to start? Because not everybody has the ability. And when you're talking about megalithic, and I'm gonna be moving quickly so I can get straight to the photo. When you're talking about megalithic, you're talking about basically cutting large stones. You know what I'm saying? And whatever it is, you cutting from one stone. You're not and even like the pyramid is a megalith in itself, but each stone is a megalith. When you're talking about, averaging 5 and 10 tons, that's a megalith. You know what I'm saying? But they got, stones that's, almost like giants cut. You see what I'm saying? Almost like giants cut the stone. And, 100 tons, and not just cutting them, just lifting them and moving them. You know what I'm saying? And so when you talking about, as we talk about, what should we teach our babies? And we talking about science and technology. You know what I'm saying? There's no greater culture that you can teach to our babies as far as and we got many, many great cultures. But, the battle today is one of the major battles is on the battlefield of science and technology. Okay, and so when you're talking about the most advanced culture in science and technology, even if you're talking astronomy or any of the great sciences, you're going to have to go to Egypt. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to have, it's almost, and we give respect to all cultures, all our cultures. But you always, you go to the most advanced of your achievement and you start there. You know what I'm saying? And so we have to, again, and not just eat the Nile Valley. You know what I'm saying? There's some of the most shocking, world shocking accomplishments that anywhere on the planet. Some people, they may get one world wonder, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe get a megalithic structure. One. Goddamn, Egypt is mass producing world wonders, mass producing them. And so taking it to a whole nother level. And when we deal with the Olmecs, you're talking about a megalith, because the heaviest head was 40 tons. And then in between, you got some that's 25, in the 25 ton area. Some in the 8, in the 15 to 20. And, most, if not all of them, weigh at least 10 tons. I think the smallest might have been, and so when you understand that megalithic build, not everybody could do it. And see, when we talking about some people had a block, but we talking about refining the megalith. Okay, what do I mean? Like when you go to CERN, we're gonna get into it, and I'm gonna give it one more minute. Some of the statues. See, the Egypt is the only ancient culture that carved megalithic statues. See, so when you look at this Olmec head, listen here, man. If you see a motherfucker with a car, I don't give a fuck where they at in the world. Whether they was Japan, whether motherfucker in China, the Japanese and the Chinese learn how to make a motherfucking car from the Western world. And some people say they are doing better than the Western world, but they learned it from the Western world. Everybody, it ain't like motherfuckers is, independently of each other constructing cars for the first time. They building off the same blueprint. You understand what I'm saying? And if you take the car and go all the way back to the chariots of Africa. So when you see motherfuckers build, once you understand that the megalithic engineering science is a science that would have taken, thousands and tens of thousands of years of development, not just carving the damn stone. That's one science, but moving it. You understand what I'm saying? And you talking about, in some instances, you're moving these damn megaliths. You're moving them 700 and 800 miles. That's not just around the damn corner. So that we're talking about a super complex science. And see, other people know this. And so they're quick to try to pawn this shit off on an alien. You understand what I'm saying? Like what's his name? Graham Cracker Hancock, whatever his name is. Graham Hancock, whatever his name is. And they quick because, once the white man know he cannot claim it, he damn sure don't want to get a credit to no black man. So he rather blame it on the damn alien than give the obvious, credit to the man who land is in. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta be aware of the phonies and the fakes that try to pawn our great sciences and our great accomplishments off to aliens. Now let me go on and get some of these fly photos up. Thank you for being in the house. Let me check my chat, see how everybody doing out there. Now let me go. Okay, we're in the house. We're in the house. All right. We're in the house. I had to check. I seen Pataz in there. So let me go on and get this up here. And it's shocking. You understand? It's literally shocking, what our people has accomplished. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about, and then people talk about evolution as if motherfuckers came from a goddamn monkey and shit, and we've been getting better and better, and we've been developing and developing from monkeys until we are where we at today, and we are, we the most advanced we are today than we ever been. How in the fuck is that so? And back in damn 10,000 years ago, we moving damn megalithic stones and shit that, you know what I'm saying? Today, a nigga couldn't even pick up, man, shit. You talking about bench pressing 135 pounds. And motherfuckers talking about, we getting more and more advanced. That's not so. You understand what I'm saying? We've been advanced, and we had to been advanced at a very early date. These peoples is lying, man. These motherfucking peoples is lying. Let me get some of this information up here. Talking about we been involved for some fucking monkeys. Man, we got to stop this shit, man. Okay, let me get the phone. Let me get these slides up here and get to work. You in the house today. You in the house today. Put a definition at. Okay. Let me see myself on my monitor, make sure I'm Gucci. I'm Gucci. And you see, I'm warming up now. Once I get there, I'm not gonna be doing all this talking when I get to the second, the third, and the fourth. If you're in the house, you're getting the introduction right now. And then I'm going to keep moving. Now, each time I come, I'm going to let you know. I'll be back in 5 minutes or 10 minutes. I'll probably give myself 10 minutes, give me some water, and we going back in. And each one is going to lead to the next one. I'm going to give you an opportunity to get you something to drink, use the bathroom, and get your ass back in your seat. And I'm telling you, don't miss, because it's going to get hotter each time we go up. So don't think for a second that you're going to, if you miss the third and the fourth one, most definitely, you done missed the fuck out. I'm just going to be real with you. You done missed out. You can come back, you know what I'm saying? But you want to see this shit live. You don't want to, you know what I'm saying? You want to see it live, baby. Okay. I got my monitor up. Let me get my monitor up. And after that, I'm gone. I'm gone. All right. Let me put it on the charger. So let me put it on the charger. I'm gone. So came out. Let me get it back in here. Is it in there? Okay. All right. Now, a megalith is a large stone that has been used to construct a structure or monument, either alone or together with other stones. The word megalith describes structures made of such large stones without the use of mortar or concrete. You see, representing periods of prehistory characterized by such constructions. Now, we're going to look at this. Okay, now this one is in Rome. But what's so significant, if you look at them columns right there, the Pantheon, Rome, Italy, we're going to give everybody, they little one or two goddamn megalithic structures just to show you, because when I pull up in Africa, it's going to be a wrap. You're going to see the difference. But you can see here the Pantheon, Rome, Italy. Granite columns, 39 feet. Now, listen to me. 39 feet. Do you understand? You looking how tall them damn columns is? Now imagine the ones in Karnak Temple being 79 feet. You can have 40 more feet on the columns in Karnak. And that right there will explain everything. Now they 39 feet tall, 5 feet in diameter, and they weigh, I think they 60 tons a piece. But they were transported from Egypt by barge. So that show you right there. When you're talking about some of the great, they don't explain to you the Egyptian architects that are even responsible for a lot of the columns and temples in Greece and Rome. A lot of people want to know why a lot of those temples, even though they smaller, you know what I'm saying, why are they similar? In many instances, just like the Doric columns and many of the columns like at Saqqara, many, what you call the fluted column. You even see them columns at Hatshepsut's funerary temple, okay? So, but what's not being told is that African architects, you understand, are building these monuments, and they're being transported from Egypt to other areas. Okay, now this is a block, which is a megalith. This right here is in Jerusalem. It's on the Great Wall. Okay, now it supposedly weighs 500 and something tons. Okay, now just to show you how how magnificent the Egypt or that. Let me not just say Egypt. We're gonna say the Nile Valley. We talking about the Stela, and we're gonna get to it in Ethiopia. The largest one weighed 520 tons, which is about the same amount as this particular stone, but it was raised. You understand what I'm saying? And it was two more in the the obelisk field, which they call stellar. One weighed 170 tons, and the other one weighed 160 tons. Okay, and you're talking about being carved from one solid stone. You see what I'm saying? And see, the other thing is about, many of these so-called megaliths around the world is just a stone. It has not been sculpted. You understand what I'm saying? When you're talking about sculpting megaliths, Egypt, Ethiopia, Sudan is unparalleled in the world. Now, we're talking about a megalith now. We're talking about who could, because why am I doing this? Because when we get to these Olmec heads, I'm showing you the only people in the world that are carving megalithic stone heads on the level. And I mean, even beyond, now I must say that some of those Olmec heads are exquisite. There's no doubt about it. But the ones in Egypt are far more superior than even the Olmec heads. Far superior. Okay? And so I give credit to my family, the African Olmec Kushites. And there's no doubt that they were from the Nile Valley. Okay? There's no doubt about it. They were from the Nile Valley. Too many cultural traits that have been identified to have originated in the Nile Valley. So for anybody, I'm not at all confused. You understand what I'm saying? And so I'm trying to wake my family up, because niggas got you out here, you going in the opposite direction of where you need to be going. You niggas talking about mounds and goddamn peace pipes and shit, this, that, and the third. That's not what it's about. That we talking about high science and fucking technology. You understand what I'm saying? That's where Marcus Garvey say that the battle of today is going to be far on the lines of science and technology. Okay, and so when you looking at here, this is the largest megalithic monument on the planet, even though it wasn't raised. Okay, this is the obelisk of the great goddess, Queen Empress Hatshepsut. And how extraordinary is that the largest monument on the planet, megalith, carved from one solid piece of stone, is accredited to the Black woman. You see what I'm saying? Now, it's called the unfinished obelisk because it was a crack in it. You understand? And so, it could not be raised, because based on the laws of Ma'at, you cannot raise something knowing that it could crack and fall down. That's not in the spirit of Ma'at. And so if it would have been raised and knowing that it had the architect and those who raised it could have been held responsible for any life loss or, whatever. So it was left right there, but it's still a testimony to the greatness. Now, you got to understand that some have this megalith, this obelisk, to be 1,600 tons. Now, like I said, they'll go around the world and show you some blocks, and they might weigh, so many tons, but they're not sculpted. They're not refined. You're talking about Egypt is mass producing megalithic world wonders. No other people on this planet, the Nile Valley, Egypt, Aksum, Sudan, Egypt, Ethiopia, Sudan, even Great Zimbabwe. You understand what I'm saying? So here you're talking about 1,200 to 1,600 tons. Okay? So here is the Olmec head in Mexico. The largest head, almost 50 tons. Okay? And it was transported 37 to 62 miles. Okay? Now, that alone, see, now you're talking about 2, 3 different sciences, 4, 5, 6 sciences Because not only is you carving it, you understand what I'm saying? You're transporting it. And so that's a whole nother science. You see what I'm saying? And the fact that the Olmecs was the oldest culture and they were already highly advanced. You know, we must look to the culture that developed this science, because the Olmecs it showed no development stages. When the Olmecs showed up, they already had the advanced science and you know in they grasp. They didn't develop. They didn't start small. They were already building big, which means that the development took place somewhere else. Okay, no other in what's cool, no other people, and you know, and I'm gonna get on that at the end, and I'm gonna crush their ass. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sick of these people trying to steal our culture and then call us racist. You know, you got some Mexicans on the damn internet talking about black people are stealing their culture and won't bring up the fact that the majority of the damn white scholars and Mexican scholars, when they first unearthed the damn heads, said that they were African. So I guess their own goddamn scholars are also racist. Okay, so this is a megalith. Okay, and no other people in the Americas ever built megalithic structures on this level. So even when you go down to Peru and you're talking about Machu Picchu and many of the other megalithic structures, you see what I'm saying? Unless you can show the development of where that come from. You understand? In the Americas, it came from somewhere else. And the only people that were refining blocks and sculpting heads of many tons of granite, and not just granite, the Egyptians was using fine stone. You know, they were even carving sandstone, limestone, whatever kind of marble. You see what I'm saying? The Egyptians and the Ethiopians had master carving all types of stones. You see what I'm saying? So we talking, we going to the greatest. Now, this is the temple complex of Khafra, okay, which is at the Giza Plateau. And you talking about 40-ton blocks. You understand what I'm saying? That's in this complex. One of them could be 400 tons. Okay? Now, look at, imagine, the beams at the top. Not only is the horizontal beam, you got the vertical beam is, 400 tons. You got the damn horizontal beam weighing 400 tons. You see what I'm saying? How the hell they got that damn, you know what I'm saying? Them damn blocks, on top of the vertical beam. You know what I'm saying? So, it's shocking of how great our people was and still is. You know what I'm saying? And so when we talk about, again, we looking at, plausible evidence. We're not trying to, make shit up for the sake of making it up. Like I say, if you understand skyscrapers of the day, okay, skyscrapers started in America, the modern skyscraper. The ancient skyscrapers started in Africa, and them gonna be the ones that's the only ones still standing after 5,000 years. Okay, we looking for plausible evidence. We're not making shit up. If you want to learn any major science today, you got to go to the university. That's just facts. Okay, and so when you look at, I was looking like, at the Arab nations who now have some of the biggest damn downtowns in the world. Kuwait, damn Qatar, it's a couple more over there. Bahrain, a lot of them got just, structure. They got downtowns damn near bigger than most American downtown. The only two that, is Chicago and New York, but Shit, outside of that, some of them damn downtown. But if you go to the Arabia 50 years ago, them motherfuckers was living in tents. That's where they was. So you're not just gonna up and build no goddamn skyscraper without, some. And then even though, it's in Arabia, but majority of the damn architects and the architectural firm was from Europe and America. That's just facts. Okay, so you're not just going up and build megalithic heads like you see in Mexico without going to a university, an ancient university that was on that level and beyond that level. And the only nation in the ancient world where you find statues, and we're dealing with blocks now, but these are refined blocks. Okay, these are refined blocks. Just like when most of the time when you go to you look up megaliths and you go to other nations, they got a rock but that motherfucker ain't refined. Look at this one goddamn structure right here. This one temple complex. We ain't even dealing with the damn pyramid. You know what I'm saying? It could be well over hundreds and hundreds of megalithic blocks in this one complex, this one area in which we looking at. We're not dealing with the fact that it's a damn pyramid on top of this. We're just dealing with, so we're talking about a nation that is mass producing megalithic blocks, and not just the blocks, but the statues. That's what's key. You know what I'm saying? Because you cannot go to Greece. You cannot go to Rome. You understand? You might have one here or there, but we are talking about mass production. We are showing you who are the masters and who are the students. So when we already been looking at many videos of similarities that are just concrete evidence of the relationship between the Olmecs and the Nile Valley Africans. Okay, and so now we're even going to the construction of the megalithic head. Now look at this. This is at the Ramesseum. Listen to me. This is at the Ramesseum in Luxor. I've been to this temple 3 times. Now you can see the statue of Ramesses in the back. They defaced it. You see what I'm saying? Honorary invaders, hateful because they could not duplicate the greatness of our African ancestors. This was the largest statue in the ancient world. This statue alone weighed 1,000 tons. Okay, 1,000 tons. And it was shipped from Aswan, which is 170 miles up the river. Okay, 1,000 tons. Now, damn, the unfinished obelisk was 1,200 to 1,600. So this statue was not far off. Okay, you don't find statues like this nowhere in the world. Nowhere in the world. And we're talking about mass production. So when you're talking about, again, Egypt was, so masterful in all areas of building, not just the temple, but the tombs. We're talking about the Valley of the Kings where you carving down into the mountain. Then you got the statues. Then you got the obelisks. You understand what I'm saying? You got the temple, the pyramid. So they were all around megalithic buildings. You go anywhere else, yeah, you go to you might find a pyramid, a small pyramid-like structure somewhere, but you're not gonna have the tombs, okay? Go to the tombs in goddamn Mexico. You can't even find a good goddamn tomb. They didn't have the type of tombs in ancient Egypt. Okay, the pyramid, the way they built the pyramids was totally different. And we went over that where they had a mound up under the dam, the outer casing. And so when we look up what you call freestanding structures, those are structures that are not supported by anything. none of the damn pyramids in South America would be on that list because they got a mound up under it. So it's not a freestanding structure, and they not cutting no damn megalithic blocks. The only megalithic, you see the Olmec heads, and you see some, it's a few structures down there, but it's very sporadic. It's very sporadic. So you see right here, 1,000 tons. Okay, now, this is a pyramid, Nayusere. Okay, Nayusere, any. Okay, now is 12 megalithic limestone beams, 10 meters long, weighing 90 tons each. Okay, forming the roof of the burial chamber and antechamber. Now you can look at this damn pyramid. See, the thing is, as the pyramid age progressed, they didn't have the finances. They didn't have the finances of many of the great kings of the early old kingdoms, such as Khufu and Sneferu, and many of them kings. You understand what I'm saying? And many times the pharaoh had passed before the pyramid was built. So they stopped building on that level. You understand what I'm saying? But nevertheless, the burial chamber was so exquisite that even in this, they might have used, mud brick on the outside of this particular pyramid. The burial chamber, they still use granite. You see what I'm saying? They still use granite. So you got, most of all the pyramids, and I got the information, had megalithic beams. You know what I'm saying? In the burial chamber, whether it was the queen's chamber or the queen's chamber. So this pyramid right here have 12 beams, 10 meters long, weighing 90 tons a piece. So that's over 1,000 tons. That's over 1,000 tons in this pyramid alone. Okay? Showing you the map that has not been duplicated by no other people on the planet. And because European people cannot take the credit for it, they will deny African people and say aliens built that shit. You got to get away from Negroes like that. You do. They doing our ancestors a disservice. Because let me tell y'all something. They done pulled enough, our ancestors left models, and I seen many of them, okay? They left enough models in all of these thousands of tombs that they done found, and they show nothing but African people cutting them stones. They got little models showing the brothers cutting the damn stone, and I could show you one, and I will show you one. So it's very disingenuous for our own people to come up with some wild out theory of how they was built when our brothers and sisters of the Nile Valley showed through many models, through many carvings on the wall that it was African people. Okay? So I'm tired of these, amateurs, because that's all the fuck they are amateurs who have not been no fucking where. Armchair fucking scholars sitting up watching Graham Cracker Hancock, this cracker who always talking this damn, and Robert Bauval and all these wild out crackers like aliens and shit with them, that alien program on History Channel and shit. Where they always looking for you, the goddamn alien. Shit. You know what I'm saying? And, and trying to pawn our African greatness off on some shit from outer space. Now, if it's out there, goddamn it, let it stay out there. I don't give a goddamn. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers always looking for some master the planet. You failing in that. Niggas are when they you looking up and goddamn, there ain't nothing wrong with looking into outer space scientifically. There's nothing wrong with that. But niggas is pipe dreaming. You understand what I'm saying? Master the damn planet. You was placed on this planet, and even though you interconnected with the damn universe. We fucking up the planet where we breathing and living on this planet right now. We ain't even doing what we was held responsible to do, to take care of this damn planet. And because we too busy wilding out and shit and creating false goddamn theories that ain't gonna take us nowhere. Okay, so now look at this. Now these is the columns I was talking about in Karnak Temple. Okay, now these are 79 feet. Now, do you understand the beams? How the fuck did they get them beams on the top of them damn columns? You understand what I'm saying? That's what we talking about. Our people had a great science. You understand what I'm saying? So when people talking about we evolved from some fucking monkey, how the fuck is we evolved when we were greater in the ancient world than we are today? We guessing about how, you know, and listen, it was because our people had millions of years of development before they came in contact with these brutal beasts who savagely conquered our land and brutally, you know what I'm saying, created havoc and genocide on our people. And so, you know, that science was lost because we no longer, you know, able to just live free and develop our science any longer. We fighting for our existence. So the whole culture shifted from one of spiritual development and science and technology to survival because we got a beast in the land. So much of it, you know, was lost, but the information is in our DNA code. And that's why we cannot go off the path and get to talking about some fucking mounds. And I'm not with that shit. I don't give a fuck whether you with it or not. We too far in the goddamn game to be starting with no goddamn, yeah, okay, you got, that was, the mound was the motherfucker that, and we had mounds. We ain't gonna even talk about the fact that Africa had mounds hundreds of thousands of years before they had pyramids, but they developed up out of them. They talk about the primeval mound. You understand what I'm saying? That, you know, came up out of the water, and you know what I'm saying? The falcons landed on the damn primeval mound. We got all that in our history. But you know what I'm saying? We talking about science and fucking technology. And so we, you know, even though we give an honorable mention, nigga, we got to get back to this. This is what we need to be fucking with. You know what I'm saying? Not no, getting no pail of dirt and shit and piling up mounds and shit. We got to get past that. So here again, you looking at, you know, columns that's, you know, 50 feet, you know, 50 feet. And so each one of them columns weighing, you know, I didn't get, you know, the exact a number on these particular columns because everything in Egypt weighed tons. And the shit is they scoped it. See, that's the difference. You can go anywhere else and they might have a megalith, but it's not refined. It's not sculpted into something. You understand what I'm saying? So they took, you know, they took megalithic stones and they carved columns. So each one of them columns is a megalith. And then the fact is the beam that's at the top that keep it planted. You understand? And what you put the roof on top of the temple. You know what I'm saying? The beams at the top weigh hundreds of tons. How in the hell did they, you know, you didn't raise the columns and so our people is not supposedly had cranes in the ancient world. That's what they use today to get, you know, large, but they'll never get nothing up like that. We was, you know, I was looking at the research, you know, the largest cranes in the world, you know, some of them blocks down, you know, when you talk about 50 and 60 tons, man, you talking about putting pressure on the biggest damn crane in the world. You understand what I'm saying? You're talking about, you know, almost an impossibility today that you would need the most advanced technology just to move one fucking stone of that size. And here our family And we could go to damn near every temple, and that's exactly, as I was doing the research, it's like every monument in Egypt is a megalith. Okay, it's damn near, and so Egypt is mass producing world wonders. You talking about, each culture might get, a world, it's not a world wonder in comparison to Africa, but they might get a world wonder. Everything in Africa is a world wonder. It's like every damn temple, every damn tomb, every obelisk, every statue is a megalith. And so we're looking at it again, where you're looking at, this is 79 feet. And then, imagine how much that damn column weighs. Okay? So and another thing, as you see the hieroglyphs, the Olmecs were, also one of the only cultures in the world that had a hieroglyph. Okay, they had a hieroglyphic language. So we're looking at similarities and we adding it up, family. And then how many times do you see a similarity that cannot be swept up under the rug when it becomes almost mandatorily probable to be exactly what we're saying that it is? Okay, it's mandatory to say what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we got one coincidence or one similarity. You know what I'm saying? So what they'll do is they'll come up with a mother culture, a fake mother culture that disseminated the information to the other culture. So they'll come up with some Atlantis, Lemuria. When I started doing my research, I say, damn, I see why they put one in the Atlantic. Beat that. They'll put one fake one in the Pacific, because you see how I'm connecting the dots. You know how we see our family coming across the Atlantic. You understand what I'm saying? So you need something there, boom, in between that. And let that be, that's a misdirection. Okay, it started with Atlantis. It didn't just come, Atlantis was the stopover. Okay, the pyramids that you see in America came from Atlantis, and the Atlanteans went, and so they'll come up with fake mother cultures to try to read the reality is the Nile Valley is the mother culture. But you just don't want to say that Africans civilized the whole world. And so that's where in Lemuria, because they know that the Olmecs was also from damn North America on down to South America. So, you got Easter Island, and I'm on top of their ass. You understand what I'm saying? I got to do some more digging, but I'm on top of their ass too. You understand what I'm saying? And so they need something, in the Pacific, to be responsible for the Easter Island and, Machu Picchu, that's in Peru, and the megalithic building that's in Chile and Peru, and on the west coast of South America. They need an answer for that. They don't want to give a credit to the African. So they have to create Lemuria. They have to create Atlantis and all this shit. You understand what I'm saying? So again, we looking here at the hypostyle hall of Karnak Temple, which is the largest room, religious, spiritual room of any sanctuary on the planet, even to this day. Over 50,000 feet of room inside of this sanctuary. Okay. Now, the hypostyle hall covers an area of 54,000 square feet. The roof, not falling, was supported by 34 columns in 16 rows. The two middle rows are higher than the others, being 33 feet in circumference all the way around and 79 feet high. And you see them damn 100-ton beams at the top of the damn column? And you talking about they ain't have no damn crane in the ancient world? Then how the hell did they get 100-ton beams on top of these columns like this. Okay, now you can go to Graham Cracker or Hancock and get some mystical, magical. If we don't know, we don't know. But the fact is, through all of the carvings and the models that was left, our African ancestors were the ones that carved them, elevated them, raised them, sculpted them, crafted them. It was no alien. So just because we don't know, and because we got to understand that this type of science and technology is hundreds of thousands of years of development. So you can, you're not gonna just up and think you're gonna know every goddamn thing. You're not gonna, you've been knocked upside the head. You understand what I'm saying? You just waking up and you see the greatness of your ancestors, and you know that is your ancestors. And you got to, at least know it's your ancestors' work and energy and spirituality that put it there. Now you got goals. You got goals to achieve to get back to where you was. And it ain't gonna be, tomorrow. It ain't gonna be the next day. But it's gonna be a concerted effort, you know what I'm saying, of every day pushing yourself more and more until you get there. It might take 1,000 years, 10,000 years. We don't know. But we got to at least believe that our ancestors, based on fact, not no goddamn, mystical, magical shit, facts. And we got to quit letting people who have not been, you know what I'm saying? Because I tell you just like this, and I tell him, if you have not been, and that just because you been don't mean you know. Because if you been, I'm going to keep asking questions. Who did you go with? Who did you study under? You understand what I'm saying? I studied with the best. You know what I'm saying? I studied under Dr. Beard, who was in Egypt for 70 years. You know what I'm saying? Was the first man taking our family back to Egypt, the pilgrimage. And then I studied over 16 years under Ashra Kwesi, who now been going for 40 years. So between them two brothers and Queen Mary Ra Kwesi, who been going over 30 years now. Okay, so my teachers combined is 150, and they not no average. These is grandmaster teachers. You see what I'm saying? These is grandmaster teachers. Okay, and so we got to quit letting people who watching just YouTube fucking videos and reading these crazy crackers who quick to pawn it off on the damn alien, and this is all they references. You understand what I'm saying? If you have not been for yourself, and you have not been under the tutelage of grandmaster teachers and master teachers who lead you down the right road, then you have no responsibility to be teaching our people shit about a subject you know damn well you don't know nothing about. And that's just being factual and being upfront. You know what I'm saying? If you have not been for yourself, then the only thing you could be doing is lying or regurgitating some shit you heard from somebody else. And because you have not been for yourself, you cannot verify for yourself that it's right or wrong. So that's where, you study it, but then it comes a time where you got to get up off of your ass and you have to go see this shit for yourself. You understand? Because they say, don't just get wisdom, get an understanding. The understanding comes when you get up off of your ass and go, and you got a blueprint. You got masterful teachers, but that's wisdom. You got wisdom and you believe in the master teachers because they so great at what they do that if you're going to roll the dice, you're going to roll it with them. And then the information that they dropping is so heavy and so on point that some of it you can prove without even going, but the ultimate truth is when you go for yourself. And that's when you get an understanding, because you get to the stone where they tell you to go and you get to the areas that you need to get to. And you do the research right there on the spot with your own mind, hands, and consciousness, and you prove it to yourself that what the teachers was teaching was right and exact. So that's where the understanding is. So again, we got, following behind people that know damn well they are not proficient in the shit that they say they teach. Okay? And you got to do better for yourself. You know what I'm saying? I already knew if I was going to be a master or a grand master, I had to study grand masters. I don't study. I don't even waste my fucking time because at this point, you know what I'm saying? I feel that isn't, I'm just being honest. I don't feel there's another motherfucker on the planet that could do what I do. You understand what I'm saying? Whatever I'm lacking in is not the average type of nigga lacking. I'm still so goddamn, the ability for me to learn it so quickly because I know so much about other areas of the world. You know what I'm saying? And understanding that majority of the world learning from the African anyway, that when I pull up in your shit, it ain't gonna be long for me to identify what is what. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna take me long. You know what I'm saying? So, if I'm not studying grandmaster teachers, I wouldn't even waste my motherfucking time. You doing yourself a disservice. Okay? So here we is in Karnak, Egypt, and you see some of these obelisks weigh 328 tons. Okay? And they crafted. Okay, they crafted and they've been raised. Okay, these particular one of these obelisks, the one to the left, and the other one don't look like it's too far behind it, is 328 tons. Okay, 328 tons. And the architraves, which is the beam at the top in Karnak, weigh 70 tons. Some of them weigh up to 70 tons. Okay, and again, we went over the fact of how they raised these large megaliths to the top of 79 feet obelisks. And not only that, they were transported 100 miles. And so it ain't like, you mass producing megaliths and you moving them. God damn, how many people, how big was this operation? Because you got, you know what I'm saying? Even when you're talking about digging down into the Valley of the King and the Valley of the Queen, where the hell did that damn stone go? You know what I'm saying? They didn't took that, it ain't just like they laid it because the Valley of the Kings was clear. I don't know if they took it somewhere but the fact is they cleared it out just like any building site. They cleared out. So, you digging down into these mountains and pulling out thousands and thousands and thousands of tons of granite and you moving it at will. Okay, this is not just one. You go to most people, like I say, they might got one megalith. You understand what I'm saying? Some of them, once you understand how heavy these megaliths is, it'll make that other shit, look like they moving these damn stones like Lego. Stonehenge, you know what I'm saying? Even though people look at, man, the stones at Stonehenge weigh 40 tons. Okay, then, that shit small, man. That shit small compared to what they doing in Africa. That shit ain't nothing. They moving that shit at will. And see, those are unrefined. That's unrefined. And so I praise them because it's still Africans that did it, but they still did not possess the total technology. It was a few that had the wisdom. They got it up there and we salute them, you understand, for pulling it off. But here you talking about the greatest masters of architect and engineering that ever existed on the planet, okay? Here you looking at two massive stone statues of the Pharaoh Amenhotep III. And so again, we dealing with statues. So when we get to that Olmec head, we got to ask ourselves, where did the Olmecs come from? Okay, who was developing a science like that to carve heads of that, megalithic size, one stone, and you talking about 40 tons and 25 tons. Shit, one of them stones weigh damn near the same amount as one of them heavy stones on Stonehenge. And so they carved about, if I'm not mistaken, it was it's like 16 of the head, but it's more than that. Because again, like I say, when you get down in Guatemala and Colombia and El Salvador, they try to call them something else. So you won't connect the dots. But I'm gonna connect them for you here today, family. Okay, so you're looking at the two massive stone statues of Amenhotep III, 700 tons each. Okay, and we got to be clear. This is one solid, okay? This is one solid piece, family. One solid piece, and they was transported, listen to this, 420 miles, okay, from El Gabal El Amir, and you can look that up, near modern day Cairo. Now, this is in Luxor, okay? This is in Luxor. This is far up the river, 420 miles, over land without using the Nile. I would love to know how they did that. You feel me? Okay, you moving stones, 700 tons over the land. So they using the Nile and land. Okay, they using, if you look in the back, it looked like another statue, couple statues back there. You understand what I'm saying? And so this is the mortuary temple of Menkaure. Okay, this is the smallest pyramid at Giza. And look at the stones, man. They saying some of the heaviest stones in all, at the Giza plateau is at Menkaure. And Menkaure is the smallest pyramid. So like I say, just because, a pyramid that some of the pharaohs might use, smaller brick on the out to get the outer casing on up there, the interior was still exquisite. They didn't have, half step on the interior, like the burial chamber. Okay. So this is the Great Pyramid of Giza, Egypt. Okay. The largest slab in the burial chamber is 80 tons. The granite was transported 580 miles from Aswan by barge on the Nile River. Now you had, what kind of motherfucking barge was that? You know what I'm saying? We just got to be real about this shit, because every time we show a boat in Egypt, they want to show some little ass boat. You're not moving no damn 80 tons on no damn canoe. That's just not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have, you even building the damn boats and barge, and you notice they say barge. Okay, it was a barge. That's a large boat. That's not even, it's a boat and it's a barge. Okay, so that lets you know, and however many it took, and a lot of that, however many it took. And so to show you, let me see. Do I got the picture? I don't have the picture. But if you get a picture, and I have it in there next time I do it. This is damn near more than half the way up. So when you're thinking about the Great Pyramid, and you talking about this is almost two-thirds the way up, that you got 80-ton, 100-ton blocks. You know what I'm saying? Halfway up, the heaviest ones at the top. You see what I'm saying? The heaviest one. So they didn't play with the burial chamber. So most, if not all, the pyramids got megalithic burial chambers for the king and the queen. You see what I'm saying? So now this is the Lateran obelisk in Rome. They stole this from Egypt. Okay, now this is the heaviest obelisk in the world. Okay, it is 106 feet high and weighs approximately 330 tons, and was once the tallest obelisk in Egypt. The Lateran obelisk had a base weighing 174 tons. So I don't think they brought the base. So all together with the base, You talking about this obelisk was over 500 tons. Okay? Now, wait a minute. Let me move forward. Again, this is showing you some of the blocks, and this is Menkaura's funerary temple. And you could just look in the front. So when we talking about megaliths, I mean, you literally each one of them damn blocks is a megalith. Because the average block on the pyramid weigh 5 tons on the average. Weigh 5 tons, but they get heavier and heavier and heavier. Okay? So we talking about highly refined megaliths. Okay, let me move forward. Now this is the Osirion at Abydos. Okay, and you got columns and lintels about 60 tons. Okay, if you ever been into the family, get there. You know what I'm saying? Save your money up and go to Egypt at least once in your lifetime. Because once you go once, you're gonna be addicted. You're gonna go back. You know what I'm saying? But you need to make that sacred pilgrimage to the Holy Land. Keep, studying with the general, and I'm gonna have you tight when you get there. You're gonna know where everything is located. You're gonna have a blueprint on what you need to be looking for when you get there. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to just show up and have some motherfucker running you around Egypt and you don't even know where the hell you going. You see what I'm saying? What time is it? Oh man, I done went past the time, but I'm gonna keep moving. Now, this is the great stela of Oxum, and you can see this. The one that fell down was 520 tons. This was the largest obelisk ever raised. Okay, ever raised. I'm thinking it was even, with what was 400. It's about in the one lantern, but I think this was even heavier than that. 520 tons. And you see it's been raised and it's been refined and sculpted. So it is not just, so when we talking about megaliths, we dealing with science today, family. So when we go to the Olmecs, because these are the only people that ever constructed heads on that level. Okay, they brought it with them wherever they came from. And so along with every other similarity that cannot be refuted that came out of Egypt and the Nile Valley. Here again, megalithic build, and not just megalith, we're talking about refined, sculpted megaliths into statues, into columns, into obelisks. No other people is doing this nowhere on the planet. Okay, and just like we showed the Pantheon that the largest columns of the Parthenon came from Pantheon, came from Egypt. A lot of the rest of them down, structures they haven't told you was transported out of Egypt. Okay, so even there, even if you find a damn megalith in the Mediterranean, you got to go behind that and see who the hell, where did it come from? Because, a lot of times it's being transported out of Egypt. So you see right here, the one that fell is 520 tons. Now the one that got is supported so it don't fall down is 170 tons. And the one that's standing straight up, that was the one the Italians had stole it when they attacked Ethiopia. It was brought back about 8 years ago, and so it weighs 160 tons. And they had to cut it in pieces to bring it back and reconstruct it. That's what they did. So all these obelisks were cut from one piece of stone. That's a megalith. Okay, it's one solid stone. Okay, or it's a combination of solid stone. Okay. And so this is the pyramid of Amenhotep III at Harara, Egypt, 110-ton piece of quartzite burial chamber. Okay, so you see down at the bottom to the left, you see the monolithic slab. Okay, 110 tons. Okay, at the roof. So many of the burial chambers, no matter what the pyramid looked like on the outside, and in the inside, they didn't hold it up. Wherever the king was buried, they perfected that area. So it don't matter. Just like I said, that's one thing about Egypt. Even though you got the megalithic pyramids and some of the temples that was constructed by the great pharaoh, all the pharaohs didn't possess the same amount of power, but they still, had, at their disposal great architects. They would, put most of their money or most of their effort in their burial chamber. Okay, so no matter whether it was a mastaba, whether it was even if it's a mastaba, if you go up under the ground, the burial chamber was so solid and so exquisite. That's why they was finding many of them chambers, and they was completely intact. You know what I'm saying? And so this is another pyramid of Kingir at Saqqara. And he had 150-ton one-piece quartzite burial chamber. So just like this one, you understand? And so they made sure, and so you look at that and you say, oh, until you go up under there. You understand what I'm saying? The burial chamber where the king and the underground tomb is very exquisite. Okay, and so that's what it was. And so this is where we went over this Tiahuanacu. This is in Bolivia. Now that's several ashlars, 100 to 300 tons. Okay, and so that's to be commended. But you know what I'm saying? But you're gonna find one here, you're gonna find and see right here. You're not easy as 125 tons. And we give them credit. We give them, that's our family that did that. But you're not gonna have the complete structure. And when you go to the pyramid, you're gonna see it's the same style. So we know that nobody is doing that but African people. This is enough. Now this is at Luxor, and where's the information? And then I'm gonna move on to the next subject. I can always do a part 2 to this. Now, again, and I want to, particularly end with these is because they statues. You know what I'm saying? You talking about 500, and I think no. Let me not make it up. I got it in here. Let me find where it had Ramesses. If I didn't put it in there, I don't want to make it up. But if I'm not mistaken, those statues, one of them was close to 500 tons. And I believe it's this. You know what I'm saying? You're talking, and as you can see, this is the front of the temple. And then if you look up the causeway, you can see it's 2 more down at the colonnade. You see what I'm saying? So when you looking at carving large heads of granite, and you can see that's exquisite. That's exquisite right there. That's exquisite. You know what I'm saying? That is very, very exquisite. You know what I'm saying? So you talking about almost 500 tons. You talking about almost 500 tons. It's damn near tall as the column. You know what I'm saying? And you looking at the base, and you're talking about carved from one solid piece. So the objective of this leg of the series is to show you who developed the science of megalithic sculpting, refining megaliths. And again, megalith is a statue, a column, a block cut from one piece of granite, or whether or hard rock or hard stone. Okay, or it could be a combination of megaliths. Just like you see the column in itself is a megalith, and then you go to the top and it got ashlars or, at the top. Now, these columns very well might not be cut from one solid block. Okay, so it might not, this particular one might not be a megalith. It got to be cut from one solid block. I know the ashlars at the top is a megalith, and these statues are megaliths. They're cut from one solid block. But as you can see, I can see that they've been cut. You know what I'm saying? So some of the columns were cut from solid granite, some of them were not. Okay, so the leg of this series was to show you that the Africans are the masters of megalithic building, and nowhere in the ancient world will you go and find megalithic statues. I didn't even show you Abu Simbel. I don't even know if I got it in here. I don't. I didn't even, because like I said, you could go on and on and on. And so we're going to take a 10-minute break, and we're going to move to the next leg. We're going to move to the next leg of the series. We're going to go into Mexico. We're going to go into Mexico, and we're going to look at, I think it's 15, 16 megalithic heads. Get you something to drink, use the bathroom, come right on back, because I'm hot and I'm not going to take too much time off. I want to keep it flowing. Okay, family? So give me 10 minutes, and I'm 10 minutes. I'm not no longer than that. Bring back. Please don't miss it, because again, each one leads to the next one. And if you see them all, I guarantee you an awakening. You will have an awakening. And I'm trying to show y'all, because I'm going to be, I'm going to try to, I'm going to go off into another area after this. You know what I'm saying? I'm hitting hard with the Olmec. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to go to another part of the world for a while. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been hitting hard. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to come off of this, and then I'm going to go into, because I done gave you enough at this point and I'm going to give y'all some references. I might come back and give y'all some references where y'all can read and, and further along with the information that I've given you, further your knowledge in the Olmecs and the Empire of the Americas, and then take your trip on down there like the general, because I'm going to go down there real soon and do, because I didn't expand it. I need to go down there and do some more research, see some more areas, and I believe I done gave you what you need to get it rolling, to where you should be an advanced student, soon to be an advanced teacher in your Olmec history. That's my goal, not to just be that you as a student of the general, of Dr. Ben, of Ivan Van Sertima. And I want to give much homage to my master teacher, Ivan Van Sertima, who is the premier in this research. And if it be not for Ivan Van Sertima, we wouldn't even be in this area. So we want to burn the candle, burn the incense, and give homage to our Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, a grandmaster teacher. No doubt about it, one of the greatest teachers that ever walked the planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? So give homage to that great king, and I'll be back in 10 minutes, and we're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it grooving. Black Pop.